Hello, thanks for joining me for another episode of Total Ramblings. It is Saturday the 17th of August 2024. Yesterday was exactly 8 months since Liz was first taken to hospital. So this saga just continues and continues. So in one of my last videos I mentioned that I'd had a social worker visit me to talk about this big meeting that we were due to have. Well, that meeting has now taken place. It happened yesterday. Yeah, cyclist here. And of course, as I try and overtake, a car comes in the opposite direction. Well, why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't these things happen? Anyway, yeah, so we had the meeting. So the social worker was there. We had a representative from the NHS. Liz was there with physio, nurse, occupational consultant, and of course me. 2-hour Teams meeting, and we were going through this form called a DST, decision something. Can't remember exactly what it's called. Too many acronyms. I've already got too many acronyms in my day job. I don't have room to remember any more acronyms in my brain, literally physically in my brain. I can't remember all of them. Anyway, so we were filling this form in, and basically it's got loads of different sections like respiratory, continence, mobility, blah 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 blah. Go through all the sections. Everybody kind of gives their opinion, and then what happens is the NHS and the social worker, the local authority, basically, they will make a decision. And there's like each section's got different levels. So no needs, low, medium, high, severe, essentially. And ultimately, the aim of this meeting is to decide who pays for Liz's ongoing care once she leaves hospital. Is it going to be the local authority, or is it going to be the health? So the local authority have a certain obligation, a legal obligation, to look after people in the community who can't look after themselves, social care. But that only goes up to a point. Because they're not qualified to do health-related things. So essentially, if the need is too complicated for them, like beyond social care, then it basically will fall down to the health, to the NHS, okay? In this form, 2 severes is an automatic health referral. Now, we went through this form and we got 1 severe. We got some no needs, we got some mediums and lows, but so we got 1 severe, and so basically, you know, it's not an automatic health referral, but everybody has their say, and then they kind of make the recommendation. Now, what happened was, I later got a phone call from the social worker who confirmed that both he and the NHS lady had recommended that this goes to CHC, which is continuing health care, which is health, which is the NHS, which means the local authority, this basically Liz's needs are beyond the ability of the local authority to manage, because there's health related needs. It's not just getting somebody in and out of bed and getting them dressed. There are actual health requirements there, and also they've got to take into account what happens if I'm not there. Now, this recommendation goes off to a thing called the ICB, and the ICB have to rule on the recommendation, and if they don't agree, they have to tell us why. But if they agree, then ultimately we will get a letter. So we get a copy of this DST form, but ultimately we'll get a letter, which is the critical part, which is when I can start liaising with the people who are going to be looking after Liz, and then we can maybe think about her coming home. Liz, of course, very upset, because we're looking at 2, maybe 3 weeks before this letter comes back from the ICB, and only then can we start engaging with people. So it could be yet another month before Liz is able to come home. I keep telling her it's, you know, we're one step closer. It just seems to be it's just taking an age, right? And of course it's not happening quick enough for her. So that's what's happening at the moment. So in other news, I've been talking with Ford Credit about Liz's personal lease on her car, and I spoke with them yesterday, and we're very lucky. Basically, I sent them the Liz's discharge notes from the main hospital, demonstrating that she's got myotonic dystrophy, blah blah blah. I've mentioned that we've spoken with the DVLA, she might have to surrender her driving license, all this kind of stuff. And essentially what they have said is that they will absolve us of any liability relating to that car. So as I think I might have said in another video, we're currently in a negative equity situation, which is quite normal when you're only about a year into the car lease. That normally resolves itself. Technically, if we sold the car now, we would there'd probably be a shortfall on the personal finance plan. They have said that we do not have to make that up. So basically they will just take the hit. They're sending us the form, we fill in the form, and then I will arrange for someone to come and take the car away. It's sad because that's the end of Liz's independence, but we don't need two cars. She can't be left on her own. She's got a medical condition that might require her to surrender her driving license. So why do we need a car? So we'll no longer have a fleet of cars. We'll just have this one, the flagship, so to speak. So that's it was all happening yesterday. Thursday I went into London again. I only took one vlogging camera, my Osmo Pocket 3, but I was going to do some filming, but I didn't. I just took some photos instead. Conscious that my output hasn't been very much in terms of this vlog this week, but I've been really busy in this new role, which I'm really enjoying, getting up to speed with everything. I'm using Microsoft Project, which in the past we haven't got on. If you're coming in here, mate, you need to be signalling. Okay, I'll just use my mind-reading powers, shall I? Jesus. Just typical BMW driver, basically. Absolutely no regard for anyone else on the road, no signalling, just, you know, I'm just going to pull in here and you can fucking work out what I'm going to do from my body language, so to speak. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, I'm really enjoying this new job. I'm really busy. Which is good. I like being busy, but essentially, like, so Thursday, went into London, got home about 2:30 because I had my meeting in the morning, and then I just had lunch and came home, and then I did a whole load of work until about 7 on this project plan and on this plan on a page, and then I was knackered, and I went to bed for a couple of hours, and I just stayed in bed until 8 o'clock the next morning, when Alice woke me up and said, I've missed my bus, can you give me a lift? It's always on a Friday. I don't mind. It's always on a Friday. She's got 13 alarms that go off and I hear them, but she says she missed her alarm. So anyway, there you go. So I probably should have done some more London vlogging, but I didn't want to repeat myself, although this week I did go in different places, so maybe next week if I remember. There you go. What else? Oh yeah, last night I went and flew my drone over the Brighton Hill roundabout, so this is month 4 of this glorious project. Essentially, I'm getting like 2 minutes worth of footage at least every month, around about the same time of the month-ish. And I'm going to sort of piece them all together over a yearly montage. I don't honestly know if any differences are really showing up at the moment. I've done May, June, July, and now August. So we're a third of the way into this project, 4 months, as I said. Obviously, 8 months to go. There was a man there with a massive, massive camera lens. About the size of one of my largest lenses, a huge one. Don't know what he was taking a photo of. Birds, maybe? It's kind of a bit of an enclosed area with like trees and bushes and things. Anyway, so yeah, I flew that last night. Did a Lego review last night. Had a relatively early night for a Friday night. Where am I going today? So today I am going to see Liz. In fact, I've been invited for lunch by Liz's mum to the Devil's Punchbowl. There's like a hotel restaurant-y thing there, so we're going for lunch. Then I'm going to go and briefly visit Liz, and then take Anthony home. And then obviously I'm going to go and visit Liz tomorrow because it's my regular Sunday, and drop Anthony off home to his grandma's. So that is what is currently happening. It's about 20 past 12, but it's 12:21 if you want to be precise. If somebody wants to map the precise position of the sun and the shadows and say, actually you were a minute out, it's 12:22 now, actually you were a minute out in your time, you're a liar. Okay, it's 12:22 now, it's 18 degrees out there. This summer's been a bit crap really in terms of rain and stuff. We've had a couple of little mini heat waves, but not really much. So I only leave the house like once a week anyway. I mean, apart from going to see Liz, when it comes to work, it looks like it's going to be like a regular Thursday thing. But what I don't know is when Liz comes home, if I'll be able to do that. I might have to be a permanent work from home kind of person, which suits me, especially if I've got lots of stuff to do, you know, not sitting there twiddling my thumbs. Everything can be done over Teams, and also I've got my new desk and my big screens and what have you. So, yeah. So we'll just see what happens. There you go. So that is an update on my life, because I'm sure there were people lying awake at night thinking, "Oh, Andrew hasn't told us what's happening in his life for a while." Well, there you go. Now I have. I don't think I've got much more to say right now. So let's close this segment right here. Well, here we are, the Devil's Punchbowl. Basically, a massive hole in the ground. So I'm not here for very long because I have a table booking at 1:30, but I thought I'd show the Devil's Punchbowl. Could be anything down there. Could be monsters, dinosaurs, King Kong, radioactive lava. We just don't know. There's a solitary bird up there. I think it's a red kite doing its circling. One heck of a hunting ground for it. Hey, so I just want to talk a bit about today. Irene invited me out for a meal at the Punchbowl Hotel, also known as the Hare and Heather, I believe. And I was just going to spend a little bit of time with Liz and then bring Anthony home because I'm also going tomorrow being Sunday, which is my normal day for visiting. Now, Saturdays are my recuperation day, right? It's like I work all week, I see Liz on Sunday. Saturdays to me are kind of sacred, but okay, I just thought, well, okay, whatever. I've been invited out for dinner. I have to say, pretty awful experience. Number one, the staff not really particularly very welcoming, just like robots really, especially the waitress, just kind of no emotion, nothing. Brought us out the menus and then asked us what we wanted to drink. We didn't have a drink menu, so she bought the drink menu and then came back 20 minutes later. Having then ordered the food, that took about an hour to arrive. I was supposed to have, I asked for cod and chips, which is what it says on the menu, and she goes, what? I said cod and chips. Oh, fish and chips. Well, it's called cod and chips on the menu, so excuse me for quoting the menu, It took an hour for our food to arrive. I was supposed to have cod and triple cooked chips. Triple cooked my arsehole. They were barely even single cooked. The cod was so light and fluffy, I felt like I'd barely had anything to eat, to be honest with you. She came out and asked if we wanted dessert. I thought, no, I haven't got fucking time for this because it'll be here another week. When we asked for the bill, it's the quickest I've seen her move. She was over to us within 10 seconds when we said we wanted to pay. So I have to say, not recommended. And then Liz gets the hump with me because I want to go home. I'm like, this is like an extra day. You're not even supposed to see me today, and you're complaining that I'm not wanting to stay. I've got stuff to do at home, Anyway, so yeah, less than satisfactory day, I have to say. I don't want to whinge too much because it was nice to be invited out for dinner, and the Devil's Punchbowl looked pretty cool. But pretty certain there used to be a road going around it, but there isn't one now, and there's a tunnel underneath instead. It must be some time since I've driven around it. Anyway, just wanted to kind of share my experience. Not a restaurant I'll be going to again. Oh yeah, I also had massive problems getting the car out of the car park. Had to get Irene to come and show me because it was a choice of 3 cars that I could have hit. Because the gaps and the space were just so tiny. So, not a very satisfactory day. What I have done is I've come home and I've put two of these sets together, and I've built this one mirror image of this one so that we now have a complete sort of diorama that you can look at. Also, you know, getting the house ready, that kind of thing. So that was my day. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye. If you enjoy what I do here, although I can't think why, please remember to click the like button, smash that subscribe button, and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever I post a new video. You might also want to check out my website, www.worldsbestestpoet.com, if you fancy a laugh.